Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. An East Wenatchee man who recently served 5 years in prison for dealing methamphetamine has been arrested on a new allegation of drug sales. Motorists in Wenatchee Heights can expect some detours starting next week and running through the month of April for road upgrades. Expect unsettled and much cooler weather over the next couple of days. I'll have your full local forecast coming up. A Wenatchee traffic stop last week for a driver who allegedly engaged in street racing led to an arrest on suspicion of drug and firearms possession. Wenatchee police say 19-year-old Brandon Cabrera of George was spotted Friday night driving at 61 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone in the 800 block of South Mission. The car he was allegedly racing against sped away, but when Cabrera's Honda Accord was impounded, police say they spotted a handgun in plain view inside the car. A further search allegedly found a total of 2 pistols, one of them stolen, both of which had been modified to fire fully automatic. Also on board, police say, more than 20 grams of cocaine. As of today, Cabrera had only been charged with unlawful firearm possession. Outgoing Police Chief Steve Crown says traffic enforcement, including a crackdown on street racing, is part of a new concerted effort in his department.
Yeah, we made it a priority by actually working with the Washington State Traffic Safety Commission. We got a grant through the Traffic Safety Commission, and it actually helps us with salaries for 2 officers and a half salary for a sergeant. And that grant runs through 2025. The city takes on full burden for that traffic unit, but they're dedicated not only to being out there to enforce traffic safety, but they're also designed to put together different types of programs, education, to try and think about more meaningful ways of getting traffic safety to the forefront, whether it's programs for bars, taverns at closing time to have safe travel home rather than getting behind the wheel and being intoxicated. Street racing, being able to reach out to those that have the modified exhaust, individuals that are gathering, just doing some of those education pieces to try and work with individuals. It's working right now. The statistics show that a lot of stops are happening. Only about right now in the first 2 months of the traffic unit starting, which was in January, only about 50% of folks that are stopped are getting citations. That's going to probably ratchet up towards the summer as we switch from mostly education to the more enforcement.
The U.S. Supreme Court said yesterday it won't step in to stop new legislative voting maps from being used in Washington's next elections. The maps, approved last month by a federal judge in a lawsuit over the state's redistricting process, split the city of Wenatchee between the 12th and 7th legislative districts. That's among many other changes, including parts of Douglas County moving from the 7th into the 13th district. The new map, drawn by federal judge Robert Lasnik, is meant to settle claims that Washington's redistricting commission diluted the power of Latino voters when they redrew the lines in 2021. The appeal to the Supreme Court by Republicans said the new map is even more discriminatory, but the High Court's decision means the November election is likely to move forward using those new boundaries. An East Wenatchee man who recently served 5 years in prison for dealing methamphetamine has been arrested on a new allegation of drug sales. 61-year-old Salvador Alvarez Palominos pleaded guilty in 2015 to multiple counts of selling meth to police informants in Chelan County and was incarcerated until 2020. The Columbia River Drug Task Force now says Alvarez twice sold meth to informants in controlled purchases in the first 3 months of this year. When they arrested him Tuesday and served a search warrant on his East Wenatchee apartment, police said the residence had been broken into and a drug stash apparently taken. Alvarez remained jailed today awaiting new charges. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say they've busted a pair of burglars who targeted construction sites and businesses around Leavenworth. 27-year-old Michaelis Machasik of Leavenworth and 25-year-old Kaylani Allen Heiser of Linwood are both jailed and face charges including possession and trafficking of stolen property. Deputies say back in February, the two men stole roughly $27,000 from a job site near Tumwater Dam along Highway 2. Another burglary netted more than $15,000 in tools from a Leavenworth construction company. Some of the items turned up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and deputies say they recovered most of the goods in a search of Masachek's home last week. More items were recovered when local deputies and King County authorities arrested Heisel and searched his Bothell apartment. Also recovered, they say, were a stolen Ford F-250, 2 stolen handguns, a sawed-off shotgun, and an improvised explosive device. When we come back, a man who admitted setting a fire in his room at the Wenatchee Motel 6 almost 2 years ago has been judged not guilty of arson by reason of insanity. And the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services will be dedicating $13.9 million in federal funds to improve aspects of Washington's health care, including an initiative to expand dental care in Okanogan County. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I am currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Steelhead Cider offers 20 taps with cider, beer, and wine, featuring views of the lake, great music, and fantastic flights. Find it on Wooden Ave behind the bookstore in downtown Chelan.
Kelly's Classic Ace Hardware Store. From the minute you walk through the door, you'll feel the difference. Kelly's revives the days of personal service lost in the big box stores of today. Kelly's Ace Hardware in classic downtown Chelan.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
The Honda you want is here. Get a great offer on the stylish HR-V or the Civic. Which car and driver called fun to drive? There's never been a better time to drive in the moment with Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
A man who admitted setting a fire in his room at the Wenatchee Motel 6 almost 2 years ago has been judged not guilty of arson by reason of insanity. 40-year-old Christopher Gary Blanchard was arrested in September of 2022 for starting the fire in the second-story room he'd rented. But Blanchard has a long history of mental illness, including prior institutionalizations. On Monday, Chelan County Judge Travis Brandt agreed to order him back to mental health treatment rather than try him for the crime. Blanchard must remain in custody of the Department of Social and Health Services until a judge's order finds him mentally competent. Motorists in Wenatchee Heights can expect some detours starting next week and running through the month of April. The second phase of improvements on Wenatchee Heights Road between Wheeler Hill Road and Edgemont Drive will commence on Monday, April 8th. Chelan County contractor plans to improve the base layer and re-asphalt about 3/4 of a mile of the roadway. Drivers will be detoured via Wheeler Hills Road with flaggers, a pilot car, and a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit. The diversion is likely to last about 25 working days. The county says the $1.37 million project is necessary to upgrade a road that serves both homeowners and cherry orchardists in the area. On March 22nd, U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell announced that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services will be dedicating $13.9 million in federal funds to improve aspects of Washington's health care, including an initiative to expand dental care in Okanogan County. Family Health Centers, a healthcare organization for residents of Okanogan and North Douglas counties, will receive $2.9 million in that funding. The organization plans to use the funds to build a new dental clinic within its current largest medical facility, doubling their service capacity for local residents. Coming up next, we will bring you more on the upcoming Eastmont School construction bond with a tour of 2 schools badly in need of upgrades in tonight's feature story. Much cooler temperatures today with light rain expected tomorrow and Friday. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
So you may have heard the latest trend, shrinkflation. Companies are making products smaller and decreasing the quality of their ingredients. Well, at Abby's, we're going the opposite direction. We're sticking with the same plan that's worked since 1964. For a real value, head to Abby's. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
In tonight's feature story, if voters pass Eastmont School District's $117 million school construction bond on April 23rd, Cascade Elementary School is one of 3 schools that will see complete modernization. Rock Island Elementary School is also named in the bond, but would see specific fixes to the building as opposed to complete reconstruction. In January, the principals of Cascade and Rock Island gave tours to NCWLIFE News to explain the challenges posed by their building's conditions.
Rock Island Elementary is one of 4 Eastmont schools named in their 2024 school construction bond. While the other 3 would see complete modernization, Rock Island would see a single point of entry, be able to replace the roof and their HVAC system.
One of the first grade classrooms didn't get heat. They're having issues with it. I know some of the bathrooms are completely frozen over, it feels like. One of the bathrooms isn't getting the hot water, so it's those kind of issues that even our maintenance department does an amazing job of getting out and helping us and servicing our needs. However, sometimes, if other schools are going through the exact same thing, especially those older schools, Cascade, Kenroy Lee, it could cause a trickle-down wait. Like they might beat us to the punchline, so we have to wait until they get theirs gets fixed, and then we can get ours fixed. So, but our maintenance department, I feel bad because they do a lot of work trying to keep this place up to date, and they're working hard around the clock.
Several Eastmont schools are having problems with their heating and cooling systems, which stem from the age of their buildings. At Rock Island, their HVAC problems are caused by a manufacturer error.
There was a problem in the product design from the company, and now it's causing a lot of issues with our system. That's the reason why like my office, for instance, could be the coldest in the winter, hottest in the summer. But then you go to the classroom, same thing. Cold, you go to some of the even the newer classes or even the older ones, and they're just super cold sometimes in that morning. Summertime is hard because when they come back from the summer and we're in that fall area, but it's still hot out, the sun is directly on that side of the building, and what happens is that That's the hottest part of the day, and the teachers are getting all that heat.
Back at Cascade, Principal Trevor Summers took us through classrooms and portables. Cascade students and teachers utilize the whole school, and that often means making makeshift instructional spaces out of anywhere they can.
We have to create like small group work in like essentially hallways. So this table, and every pod has this. This is where our kids get a lot of their special education services, and you can see the lighting's not great and the space isn't great. It's not conducive for learning, and yet this is where we're having kids get extra support. And this is just the best that we can offer just because of the way that the building's made up. And we don't have any extra space. There's no open classrooms. There's no additional areas that aren't being utilized by staff and students all the time.
Summers also took us through the gymnasium, the floor of which he said basketballs hardly bounce on, to another intervention room that is inside the gym.
For her to work with our kids, she has to go and get them and often walk them all the way through, walk them through a gym to bring them in here to work with them, to give them extra support, and then walk them back, which again, not the most efficient or productive way to do things. So you might think, well, it's, what is it, a minute or two to walk, but when you do 2 minutes each way, 4 minutes every day, that's 20 minutes a week times 180 days, it adds up. We're looking at significant loss of learning just because we have to walk to go get students to bring them in because we don't have facilities to properly house them.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And I hope you had a great Wednesday. Big weather change today. We talked about it going back all the way to Monday. 20-degree cool down today. And we did see some high clouds. Lots of clear skies yesterday, but a lot of high clouds out there today. Some breezy conditions in some locations too. But boy, turning green. It's springtime. We're a few weeks into it and things are looking great around the Wenatchee Valley. Just some cooler weather and then maybe some nicer weather as we get later on in our forecast. We'll talk about that, but we do have a little bit of light rain to tell you about. This should happen for Wenatchee if we even get 1/100th of an inch here in Wenatchee. It'll probably be tomorrow, maybe into tomorrow night, and some of that will linger into Friday. Most of the heavier rain will be over in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, Idaho areas where 1/4 of an inch and maybe a 1/2 inch of rain could fall, but we'll just see some light rain here in the Wenatchee area. 55. Our official high temperature today, or unofficial I should say. We got up to 76 yesterday, so we almost broke a record. And look at today, 58 is our normal. We were at 55, so a big cool down. 73 our record. That was set in 2000. 45 degrees this morning to start our day. 38 is where we should be for this time of year, so still a little bit warmer overnight. 27 our record low, and that was set in 1975. 634 our sun came up this morning, and it goes down for us tonight at 7:34. Let's take a look now at what we can expect temperature-wise as we get you into Thursday. It's going to be and stay cool for tomorrow. 53 for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 52 in Quincy, and even 50 for Wenatchee, 50 in Eniat, and only 49 in Cashmere, 48 the high temperature in Leavenworth. So some locations could see temperature drop about 10 degrees below where we should see them for this time of year. Tonight, cloudy skies. We are beginning to see that area of low pressure just off the California coast bring some clouds our way. This is the cold front that moved through, and a lot of cold air behind that. Could see some west breezes tonight. Low temperatures primarily in the upper 30s. Getting you into Thursday, this is where we'll see the messiness. Here's an area of low pressure and a lot of clouds throughout the northwest. A 60% chance of rain for us tomorrow. We're going to cool down too with a high temperature only near 50 degrees, and then things get a little better by Friday, at least temperature-wise. Still a lot of cloudiness in the Pacific Northwest. About a 40% chance of rain for our Friday. High temperatures a little better into those low 50s, and then the improvement begins as we get you into the upcoming weekend. Partly cloudy skies. You can just see the outer edge of an area of high pressure that will be moving our way. We're going to warm up on Saturday into the upper 50s. so it shouldn't be a bad way to start our weekend. Temperatures about normal. And then for Sunday, mostly sunny, maybe just a little bit breezy right in central Washington, but we'll continue with that warm up too. High temperatures right around 60 degrees to end our weekend. And then the really nice weather moves in, and that'll be on Monday. Mostly sunny skies. Here's the top of a ridge of high pressure that's beginning to build as we kick off our next work week. Going to warm up too with temperatures in the low 60s on Monday. Getting you to Tuesday, even better. Mostly sunny skies. There's that area of high pressure. Also a small area of high pressure in the Great Basin area. That's going to bring some of that desert warmth our way, and we're going to warm up Tuesday into the mid 60s. All right, your 7-day forecast at 37 overnight tonight, and then a couple of rainy days. We aren't expecting a lot of rain by any means here in the Wenatchee Valley. 50 for Thursday, 53 Friday, and then our weather gets much better. Pretty much a normal spring day on Saturday with partly cloudy skies and 59, and then it's back to the 60s Sunday through Tuesday. Our warm day being Tuesday with mostly sunny skies and 65 degrees. That's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
You've got a lot to do today. While you're out and about, remember to dispose of your unused medications safely and anonymously. It's a simple act that makes your home a safer place. Next time you're at the pharmacy, just place them in the drop box. To find a location, visit medproject.org.
Well, happy Wednesday to you. Seattle's Luis Castillo was knocked around for a second straight loss as Cleveland beat the Mariners 5-2 last night. Castillo lasted into the sixth inning, allowing 4 runs on 10 hits and a Guardian home run. Seattle's defense didn't help much last night, botching a couple plays to help Cleveland's cause.
Another pop-up, and boy, that's a mile-high pop. See if it comes back. It did. Nice job, Josh Rojas.
Going to make it easy on himself just because he gets over there so quickly and finds the railing. Gives him a little bit more time to kind of brace himself as he reaches over to make the backhanded play.
Oh, that's nice.
Kept the hands back nicely and ropes it into right field. Oh my! Kick by Henniger. Jose's coming around third. Rugi Odor waves him home. No throw to the plate. Guardians strike first on a defensive miscue by the Mariners. Especially 0-2. It's been tough. Here's a long drive. Deep right. Henniger's out of room. It's out of here. Bo Naylor blast off his first home run of the year. And it's 3-0 Cleveland. There goes Josh Naylor. And Tyler booms one to right field. Back goes Henniger. He'll make the catch. And Josh has to retreat back to first. Tagging at third and coming home to score is Jose Ramirez. So give Tyler Freeman a sacrifice fly and his 4th run batted in on the year, and it's 5-0 Cleveland.
Broken bat. That baby stays fair. How about that? Here comes Cal. He'll score. Ty France taking for third, gets there successfully. A double and RBI for Josh Rojas. Mariners are finally on the board. Any way you can get him.
He's going to get a fastball, and it is well off the plate. Hits it right off the end of the bat. And somehow that actually hit foul at first and spins that to the field of play. And it goes right down the line. What a beautiful thing that is.
You don't see that too often, Mike, where it hits in foul territory, comes back in.
And stays
fair. A big break for Josh Rojas and the Mariners.
Rojas at second, 3-2 to JP. There's the pitch. That'll pick up a run. Occhio throws out JP. Mariners get another run. It's 5-2. He gets an RBI.
Here's the 0-2. Book it.
Manager Scott Service is telling fans it's still early and the Mariners are a much better team than they're showing right now.
Well, I think early on, that's when the best starting pitchers are most vulnerable, is in that first, second inning. And then once they settle in and get in a rhythm, they can start, clicking it off as far as the outs go. But, Haney hit a ball hard. Julio smoked the ball hard. We did hit some balls really hard. You need a few breaks, a few things to go your way, and it did not happen early in the game. And then, he kind of got on a good roll there. You know, we put some pressure on him there in the 7th, hoping to do a little bit more. We needed more, just wasn't able to you know, get more out of that rally. I thought Luis's stuff was good tonight. I thought early in the game, the first couple innings, he was ahead in the count. You know, and he was able to, you know, minimize damage there after the error we made on the bunt that was put down by Quan. So we were still in the game in my mind. Again, tough assignment tonight if you give a guy like that kind of cushion.
Seattle and Cleveland played the rubber match of that 3-game set earlier today at T-Mobile Park. We'll get the highlights or lowlights. It was not a good start for George Kirby tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, the Kraken will try to make it 2 wins in a row tonight in Southern California, coming off a 4-2 win in San Jose a couple of nights ago. Seattle's in the L.A. area, well, actually Los Angeles, to face the Kings tonight. Puck drop at Crypto.com Arena at 6:30. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Kelowna has taken a 2-1 lead against Wenatchee in their first-round WHL playoff series after a 5-1 win last night. Wenatchee got on the board first for the first time in the series on Briley Wood's 5th goal in 3 games. It wasn't enough, however, as the Rockets came storming back for the victory.
In the right corner, Iso Guy, blue line Sword. Sword feeds off here. Wood, he'll score! He'll pump it home. That's his 5th goal of this playoff series. It's a quick shot from his office at the left face-off circle. A lot of jump in their step here in early period number 1. Shot blue line! And that from Brzezowski. Deflected, hit the goalpost, stayed out. And now Cicek gets it. He'll move to center. Now move to center ice. Brzezowski in a 2-on-1 with Wood. Inside the zone. Here, Wood. Chance Rister! And I think maybe Kagan got a piece with his glove, and it went wide of the target.
Okay, I can go with that.
Here come the Rockets. Again, a chance! Shot! And a Sante! Score! Finds Pater. The original shot was stopped. It had too much momentum, or did Iggy just push it through? Here's Stutz on left wing, enters the zone. Trailer, road check, left up. Rashad score! Iso Guy again, can't clear, no stick. And here's road check with a chance. Shot! And a save! Hauser! How did he do it? Take it down to the play. Shelter, right corner, Waitman. Centering feed! They score! Here's Cicek stealing his own line, right side center. Back inside the zone. Waits, holds in front, they score!
Away they went. I think what it was.
Here's Hurley now, left face-up dot works in. Shelter! A score! At the buzzer! And the Kelowna Rockets win this one tonight, 5-1. Have taken a 2-1 lead in this series.
The Wild hope to rebound tonight with Game 4 at Prospero Place at 7:05. You can hear the action with Austin Drade on radio at 560 KPQ. Wenatchee returns home for Game 5. That'll be Friday at 7 o'clock at the Town Toyota Center. Well, Moses Lake erased an early 1-0 deficit to run away from Eastmont in Big 9 baseball Tuesday. 13-2 the final. The Mavericks scored 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and brought 14 men to the plate, scoring 8 runs in the 5th to put the game out of reach. Adrian Martinez was 3 for 5 for Moses Lake with 3 runs, while Jace Cox finished 3 for 4, also with 3 runs. Eastmont's Skylar Bryant 2 for 3 with a solo home run. As the Wildcats dropped to 2-2 in Big 9 play, Moses Lake improved to 7-0 in conference and will host Eastmont in a doubleheader at Larson Field coming up Friday at 4 o'clock. Other action yesterday, Wenatchee scored 6 runs in the first inning en route to a 10-1 win at Sunnyside. Deer Park won at Chelan 6-3. On the Les Schwab Prep boys soccer scoreboard, Davis clobbered Moses Lake 13-0. Eastmont got by Sunnyside 4-1. Sela shutout Chelan 4-0. Othello beat Ephrata by a final of 3-1. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
Hey everybody, Dan Coons, host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning. Live in our studio, Austin Drade, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, will be joining me. A critical Game 4 tonight up in Kelowna before they return to Game 5 action on Friday at the Town Toyota Center. They need to win one tonight, folks. Win or lose, Austin Drade will be joining me. We'll have that all-important forecast as we get closer to the weekend. All the news, and I'll do my best to give you a 4-star show on Thursday, okay? Because the 5-star shows are always Friday editions of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live and local right here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee tomorrow morning.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.